Hello, how are you doing today? I hope that you are having a good day today. Now, today's speed build, it's a bit of a bigger build. I mean, not as big as like some builds I've done on my channel, I suppose. But no, today I really wanted to build a house that you would find in, say, West Hollywood. Just because I love the look of those houses. They're all very modern, and they're often quite boxy and like just interesting features. I think they look quite cool, but they're also very much my aesthetic. So yeah, I had fun building this. Now, I started off building it on this lot in Del Sol Valley down the bottom, and then a part of the way through we move up into the hills part. Now, West Hollywood's not in the hills. A lot of the houses are quite crammed together, really. So I thought this lot would work better, but I ended up just thinking I needed a bit more space and I just wanted to incorporate the view in that. So it turns out it's not based in, say, West Hollywood, it's up in the hills. We make use of that gorgeous view up there. But that's where my inspiration came from, first of all, initially, was West Hollywood sort of homes. But I had a lot of fun playing around with these features. These kind of things I see a lot in homes in LA. Especially with like these eco lifestyle room divider things. I see stuff like that a lot because they add an interest for the eye, but they also add a bit of privacy and stuff. So I use that quite a lot throughout the property. And yeah, there's a lot of outdoor space with this house. Now, I played around with the driveway that you see. I had all those tiles and stuff. I played around with that so much because they often have really cool looking driveways. But I really struggled to find a way to place those tiles that looked interesting. Because in real life, you would have like maybe only a couple inches of grass between each like paving stone bit. But in the game, you can't do that. So like it didn't look quite right, but I think we got there eventually. I just cut out me footing around with it quite a bit. But yeah, you'll see at the back here we have this big sticky out bit with the skylight and like an open area underneath. Like I say, I'm just playing around with like a modern architectural style. That's a style that I really, really like. And there's lots of little like areas tucked around places for you to hang out. So like here you'll see turns into this little outdoor dining area that's just tucked around the front. And I think that's quite common. In a lot of homes in LA, especially West Hollywood, they have this like dining space that's at the front of the property, but it's like hidden, it's private because it's got a wall or whatever, or they have it at the side of the property and it's just this random little space with an outdoor dining area because they try and make use of every space they have on the property because, like I say, they're quite crammed in. However, they have quite a bit of space on with this house, so that's alright. And we also played around with platforms too, again, because I think that kind of goes hand in hand with this style of house. And I'm using the eco lifestyle windows because they just work perfectly for it. They're absolutely perfect, so why not? But yeah, I mixed around with the white walls and these dark tiles from Spade, I believe. Or no, maybe that's fitness stuff. Oh, I'm not sure. And then we have the Spade wood wall covering. So I played around with these three textures for the entire property. I do end up changing the left part of the house to the Spade wood just to brighten it up a little bit because I thought it looked a little bit too dark. But yeah, I cut out a lot of the roofing because, as you can see, it's a little bit funky. And I really struggled to make it look okay, but I actually think it looks really interesting. I'm pretty chuffed with it because I'm not good at roofing at all. Like I can't roof. But somehow it worked out. So there's that. But yeah, you'll see here I was at the edge of the property at the back and I thought that's what I wanted to do, but then I kind of had this idea of having a big pool and stuff, so that's why I was like, no, we need to change what lot we're on. But then here you see I'm just kind of creating this front driveway area because they often have like a big square driveway space and then they have pretty simplistic plants. I did start off going super lush with it, and then I pull it back a little bit because I don't think it fitted the style. Oh my gosh, that was my tummy grumbling. I'm sorry if you heard that. But yeah, I didn't think that this super lushness completely fitted the style. I do put a lot of landscaping in and around this property just because I think it does add to this Californian sort of wealthy person's vibe, shall we say. But I do cut back a little bit at the front to make it a little bit more simple and more minimalistic, because I do think that the house as a whole does have themes of minimalism. And also when I did the furnishing inside, I did most of the living spaces really unlived in, shall we say. More like the property was just staged for like going to see a viewing. But then the bedrooms, I do put a little bit more personality in. But I just felt like celebrities and like really rich people are normal people. But like I imagine their houses being like super pristine and like not super at home sort of looking. So that's kind of what I went for there, because like I just imagine that they have like staff that are always cleaning up and like all their personal stuff's kind of tucked away, so that if they have people around or they have like events or something or photo shoots or whatever at their house, you know, it just looks like it's not like a normal home. I don't know, that's the kind of like vibe I get from it. But you'll see we've moved up into one of the lots on the hills now, because I wanted to do like an infinity kind of style pool, but I wanted to do this little rock face and have some plants and lights and stuff tucked along. So that's why we moved up here, because I had this like vision in my head and I needed to do it, otherwise I'd be really annoyed and really disappointed. So that's what we do. And like I say, I popped some lights and stuff like that. And this place looks so gorgeous at night, because I don't know if I go overboard putting lights everywhere, but like I honestly just think it like creates such a nice atmosphere at night when you have all these lights tucked in between all your landscaping and stuff. Like I just think it looks gorgeous. But out here I was creating another little funky area, because like I say, there's lots of outdoor space. So I was like, how do I utilize the space that we have but not make it look like I'm just filling it with junk? So I created another feature using that sort of trellis thing there, and we ended up putting a bar there, so it looks really nice. Here we are inside. Now you'll see those paintings. They are not CC, they are actually gallery art. Now this house is absolutely filled with gallery art. I have put all of the creators down in the description that I've got this gallery art from. Basically, gallery art, if you don't know, is, I'm pretty sure it's when people maybe upload CC or something like that, and then when your sim has got a high enough skill, they can paint from reference. So they take a photo of whatever it is they want them to paint, so maybe it's a close-up of this coloured splodge sort of thing, and they get them to paint it, and then they've got that, and it's not classed as CC because your Sims created it, so then they upload it as a room onto the gallery, so you can download it and put it in your houses. So yeah, it's not CC, but it like, I just think there's so much gorgeous gallery art out there, and I hadn't really used it. I used to use a little bit of it, maybe like a year ago, I want to say. Maybe not as long as that actually. But then I just stopped using it, and I don't know why, because I honestly think, well no, it's probably because I started using a lot of CC, so then I didn't feel the need to go get it, because it's a bit of hassle sometimes to, especially if I'm trying to make a speed build, I don't want it to look too messy, to put the room down and have to go over and take the painting away from the room and put it in. So yeah, I'm getting back into using it because I don't want to use too much CC in my builds. I don't want to have too many CC builds on my channel, but these paintings I do think add so much to a build. So like I say, everyone who has created these and uploaded these will be in the description. Go check them out. Basically all you do is go onto the gallery in your Sims 4 game, and you can type in gallery art or paintings or something like that, and you'll find them. If you check the little box that says like most popular or something like that, you'll find, you know, a lot of the ones that I've used here. So yeah, also this is the living room, so that you can see it's kind of like just looks staged. It doesn't look like someone lives here constantly, although I did add a little bit of like personalized clutter here just because I thought maybe it's like a little corner that they have to make them feel a little bit more at home, but at the same time it still looks quite showy, you know, it doesn't look like messy or anything. But yeah, I actually changed the wall colours inside. I put them all as white first of all because I thought it'd be nice to match the outside and stuff, but I actually changed them to a little bit of a cream colour just to give a little bit more warmth, and yeah, I think that brightened the place up a little bit, and you'll see we get a colour scheme coming together. It's in a little bit of time. At first I was just kind of going more neutrals. I did like these sort of earthy and green tones from the paintings that I got, which is why I selected those particular paintings, but you'll see the colour scheme comes together a little bit more later on. So this is the study. This is just when you come in the front door and you turn left. And now a lot of these places, when they're studies, like they're staged as a study, but they have like an ensuite and a wardrobe, so like they're ready to be a bedroom. So I did the same thing there. And I left it again pretty empty, so you could easily transform it into a bedroom if you wanted another one. I'm pretty sure there's there's 4 bedrooms upstairs, so this could be a 5th one if you wanted. But yeah, here is the garage. Now, I never put garages in my builds because obviously we don't actually have working cars, so I just feel like it's a bit redundant. But with a house like this, I couldn't not put a garage, and I also used a debug car, which like I've just never done before. But yeah, I thought it was a nice change actually. I do really want cars. I mean, I know we have loading screens, but I just like the idea of having something else, something realistic for my Sims to spend money on. Because in The Sims 2 we had loading screens, but you know, you still had the animation of them reversing out of the drive and driving away, and that is enough for me. I don't need to see them driving everywhere. It's just the fact that you had to save up to buy that car. But I feel like in The Sims 4, if cars came, they could have more realistic things, like maybe you have to get fuel, you have to pay for fuel, you have to pay for, I don't know, road tax or insurance or whatever, or maybe you have accidents like some of those random events and you have to pay money to get your car repaired. You know, like it's just something that I could spend money on because I start making money and I've got nothing to spend it on. So yeah, I do want cars. I know some people really don't and some people really do, but I would like them. But yeah, here's the kitchen. So this was a really big room and like kind of a weird space with where the windows were and stuff that I wasn't sure at first how to go about placing the counters and stuff, but actually I like having this island counter here, and like you see, I put those eco lifestyle dividers in the middle just to create like a little bit more of a feature. Again, I'm just trying to include like eye-catching things basically. Oh my gosh, my tummy won't stop grumbling. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to go eat something in a minute. But yeah, so I just thought it was a nice eye-catching sort of feature, and it also helped close the room in ever so slightly so it didn't feel so vast. And then there's just a little pantry where, I don't know, they stock some food up and have some appliances and things like that they don't want to have on show in their nice spacious kitchen. And then here is one of many dining spaces. This is the indoor dining space, and I really like the colour scheme. I love that painting. I want that painting in real life. I think that's so stunning. You'll see some screenshots, of course, more in depth of the build. I tried to cut a little bit out here and there because otherwise it would be a really long video, and I don't think you need to see every little thing because, like I say, you'll see it in the screenshots, and also it means that if you download it, you can go explore it yourself. And like I say, it will be on the gallery. My ID is RibbityYT, so if you do want to download it, you can find it there. Although I have to say, I am really bad at actually uploading it for when my video goes live. I always say in my videos, you know, you can download it, and then like it's a couple hours after my video's gone up and I'm like, I never uploaded it and I have to go do it. So I mean, hopefully I'll remember this time, but if it's not up when you go to check, just check back a couple hours later, it'll probably be up. But yeah, you'll have seen there we popped those green dine out curtains in. I love that shade of green. I think it went beautifully with this wood flooring and the kind of cream and white sort of aesthetic. So that kind of brought our colour scheme together because it complemented the earthy sort of tones in the paintings that we're using. So yeah, I really like that. And then here is one of the first bedrooms. This is actually a kids room. So I have a kids room, a teen room, kind of a neutral, like it could be a guest room, it could be a butler room, and then the master. So this is the kids room, and I kind of like the idea of just having this random little like higher up bit and this little peeky hole bit. I just thought, again, it's a nice little random feature, but it doesn't intrude too much on the room. So yeah, we have a little bedroom bit round there, and you know what? I really like this bedroom. I normally don't like doing kids rooms because, I mean, I think it's because I normally make them like too small, so I feel like I can't really do much with them, but this room's huge, so I had a lot of fun furnishing it. And also I really love the kids room furniture. I used a lot of it in this room because the colours and stuff, I just think they're so beautiful. So I think now that I've got kids room stuff, like I have a lot more fun doing the kids rooms. But yeah, there's lots of little separate spaces and stuff in this room. Like you have the sleeping bit around the corner, you have this little hangout bit with the seats, and then we have like all the toys and stuff down in the entrance bit. But I think this room is such a happy space. Like you'll see I put lots of bright coloured stuff because obviously it's a kids room, you need to have bright coloured stuff. But yeah, it just puts a smile on my face and I like it. I think it's very cute. I also like having that little seat thing there. I think that's a nice little divider, I guess. And all the bedrooms have en suites except the kind of, like I said, the guest or the butler room. That's just more of a random small room, although to be honest, it's probably the room I would want if I lived in this house, just because it's like a normal sized room. It's not gigantic. I always say I can't sleep in big spaces because I just feel like it's far too, I feel too vulnerable to like go to sleep. I need like a normal sized room, a normal person's room. But yeah, like you see, I'm just popping lots of nice colourful happy stuff, and then we'll do the ensuite here. And I kind of went with, maybe this kid's obsessed with blue, so when the parents did the bathrooms, they made sure that they had lots of blue in it, because I imagine that they have enough money to just change whatever they want. I mean, if they don't have enough money to do that, I don't know how they're affording this house. But yeah, I thought that they could deliberately have bought like a blue shower and stuff like that for the kid. And I love this little entrance area just here, because it was a really random space. I put these walls in and I was like, I don't know what to put here, but I thought it could just be like a little cute entrance area for the kids' room. Especially if maybe at night they just keep that little hall light on so the kid has a tiny bit of light coming through, they don't feel so scared, you know, that sort of thing. So this is the normal person's room, as I say. But yeah, I really like it. I think it's because of these wood tones and the yellow, and yellow's my favourite colour, so immediately I'm gonna like it. And these wood tones I absolutely love. I love that shelf from Eco Lifestyle, so it's basically just all the stuff I love in one room. So of course I'm gonna like it. And again, we popped some nice pictures and some nice green ones to bring in that sort of green colour scheme. So yeah, here we have this random little outdoor space that you have to go to then get into the teen's room, but I thought it was quite nice because, you know, it gives the teen a little bit extra privacy. She can feel like she's a little bit more like on her own, a little bit more her own space, you know, that sort of thing. I thought it was a nice escape, and also creates a nice feature from the outside and from the inside. Like, it's a cool feature. So yeah, I actually am really chuffed with this teen room. Now, I went for like a pink kind of colour scheme. I say kind of, it is pink. But I never normally do that sort of colour scheme. And I actually think it looks really cute in The Sims. Like, these shades of pink that are in this furniture, like, it just looks really, really nice. And I create this sort of feature here for the bed because this is like my favourite bed. I love it, but it doesn't really have much of a headboard, so I feel like it's not much of a centrepiece. And I like to make the beds the centrepiece of the room, or at least try to create a little bit more impact with them. And so I did that with the Eco Lifestyle wall divider things, to create, not to create a headboard, but to create a little bit more of an eye-catching feature around where the headboard would normally be, if that makes sense. And then I popped this desk area, and now, like I say, I made the bedrooms a little bit more personalised, like not super personalised. They still are really neat and stuff because I imagine they have staff that come in and just sort all their stuff. I don't know, that's just what I imagine that fancy people have happening all the time. But there's definitely more clutter and stuff in this room than there is in any of the downstairs spaces. And then here I'm just trying to create something a bit funky with the shelves, so I was playing around with them. I wanted to have like a kind of like wavy, wonky shelving sort of thing, just because I didn't plan on putting too much on them, but I still wanted it to look interesting. Like, I didn't want the space to look empty. And we also have these really high ceilings. I don't normally do high ceilings, like, it's only the medium wall height, but I don't normally do medium wall height on the upstairs floors. I only usually do it on the ground floor if I'm going to do it at all. But yeah, I decided to do it here. I think it's because I had platforms. Yeah, because of the platforms on the outside, because they were quite thick platforms, the windows would get too messed up and stuff if I didn't do higher wall height. It's just what I found worked best, basically. So yeah, we have high walls, but I think it lends itself pretty well to this build. Normally I think it looks quite vast and empty, but you know what, it looks quite swanky, to be honest. So yeah, just popping a few things. And then I hadn't really kind of intentionally went for the pink colour scheme, it just kind of happened. And then it's when I put this wardrobe down, I was like, oh yes, we're going for the pink colour scheme. And like, I know I already had a bunch of pink stuff down, but this is when I actually decided, yeah, it's a pink room. So yeah, and you see I add these curtains, again the dine out ones, and they have like a nice pinky kind of shade, so that works well. But this shade is like off pink, but it matches the pillows on the beds perfectly. And then those paintings as well, I absolutely love them. One of them was a giraffe with like pink high heel boots on. It's just so cute. Yeah, here is the master, and now this room is like, this is definitely like the star of the home, I think. It's an impressive room. It is so bright in here because there's a million windows and we also have the giant skylight. And because of the way the sun shines on this lot, it just all piles into this room. Like, you can't even see what's on that painting because of the sun. But yeah, I wanted to create this raised area for the bed. Like I say, I like to make that kind of the feature of the room because that's what a bedroom is. You know, it's a place you go to sleep. Your bed is the main piece of furniture in a room. So I like to make that the point of the room. And we have a walk-in wardrobe space. Now, I suppose in a house this size, this wardrobe space is like a bit pathetic. They would probably have a much bigger, fancier wardrobe space, but this is what I could fit with the kind of floor plan I decided on. Because I struggled with the floor plan a lot. I don't know, I feel like my weakness is roofing and floor plans. It takes me a long time to try and figure them out. I mean, I like what I ended up with, but it just took me a long time to get there. But I suppose if you wanted to play that they had a bigger, bougier walk-in wardrobe, you could change that one random bedroom to like a giant wardrobe. I suppose you could probably get to it from the bathroom space. I can't remember if there's a wall in between. I feel like they would join up, so you could do that if you wanted. But yeah, you saw I did a walk-in bathroom sort of area as well. You'll see that in screenshots. I did something a bit wacky with that, but you know, I seem to like doing weird stuff in the bathrooms. Either I just kind of like throw random stuff down and just like, yeah, it's fine, it's a plain bathroom, or like I actually spend time and do something a bit weird. And I did something a bit weird with it. And then this is the basement. Now I did think originally about doing more down there, but I did just do a indoor gym and a bathroom. I did think about doing a cinema down there because obviously they're like minted. Why would they not have a cinema down there? And normally in these houses they have these indoor cinemas, but because I had a lot of space outside, I actually did something quite, what I think is quite cool, and did an outdoor cinema with the use of platforms and stuff. So I thought it's a little bit too much if we had both an indoor and an outdoor cinema. Like, that to me is just like, that's pushing it a little bit too much. This house is already pretty swanky. So I ended up taking that away. And I think it's fine just to have that little gym. I mean, you could also add like a spa or something. I suppose they probably would have that sort of facility. You could do like a giant gym spa downstairs if you really wanted. But I did think it was just nice to have that little gym tucked away. Nothing too major down there. So then this is the outdoor cinema, and yeah, I really like it. They're just up on platforms, and I add some umbrellas and stuff for some shade, and some candles and things like that, so at night it also looks nice. And that's the little structure I put the screen in, because it doesn't make sense to me that with the movie hangout stuff, I think that's what it's called, you have the indoor and the outdoor screens, and to me it doesn't make sense that the outdoor screen breaks when it rains. You know, technology in The Sims breaks when it gets wet. I would have thought they would have some sort of waterproof feature to them, I guess, because I imagine in real life they probably do for protection. I mean, I don't know because I don't own one now, I never will. But I had to put it under a cover, so I hope that works when it rains because it's technically got a roof over its head. Now, I really like this little dotted path up to the pool area. I think it's a nice bit because I tried to break up this dark concrete sort of paving we have, because it is a lot. So I tried to break up, and I had these dotted paths up to the pool, and then I also put some random like pebbly sort of terrain paint down as well, just to break up, because like I say, it's very dark otherwise, and while it looks really glamorous, it also looks a little bit like just boring, really. So I just tried to add some little funky features and stuff like that. So that's what I do here. I change the terrain paint, get rid of that flooring, and I change the terrain paint, and I think it looks quite nice to have this random breakaway from this dark concrete. But yeah, I also really like this hot tub being here. I wanted to include a hot tub, and I didn't know where I was going to put it at first, but then I saw the perfect place to put it just here, obviously right next to the pool. And then with this amazing view, why not? Could you imagine, honestly, this is like, it just baffles me that like people actually live like this. Like, I can't even comprehend it. It's just another world. And anyway, so every time I look at like big fancy houses and stuff, I'm like, how can people actually live there? Like, that's mental to me. Not in a bad way, I'm just like, I look at how I live and I'm just a normal person, and then you see these people that are like multi-billionaires living in these big swanky houses. It's just mental. But yeah, down here I have a little barbecue spot and the fire pit and stuff, which looks lovely at night. Like I said, there's lots of outdoor dining. There's lots of dining areas in general. But we're going to jump into the screenshots now. Like I say, it's on the gallery for you to download. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. And I will speak to you all very, very soon. Bye!